This is the spawn of Whisperdoom on normal and hard. Just want to show you where we are in relation to a few things. Here's the teleporter and house P, and there's the party crashers quest. Just in case that might make it a little easier to find the quest for you. This quest has a pre kind of quest area that we have to explore. And you can see the quest entrance over there. There's going to be a bunch of like wargs and ogres basically, and knockdown is the problem I was facing against these guys. And now we're going to go in the actual quest. So you can see from the objective, we need to find Whisperdoom. She's going to be behind this blue barrier.
Wards seal this tunnel. Even the mighty Carthul must fear what lies beyond.
And so we'll have to clear this sort of east side to get west. And to the right is this
stop here. Clear
ogre village. Now there's some traps here, but we should be able to spot them. I expect. And they're random locations, so I think there's a certain number of spots they can be in. There's just set spots, and then it could be any traps could be in any of those spots. There's one. We've already passed a few other spots where the traps could be. And interesting, I didn't use my swap search gear. Of course, we're on normal, but I'm going to have to, now that I've decided to increase my Sunder to make my Holy Retribution more effective, I'll need to switch this search gear on more difficult content, probably when we start our Reapers this level. But I think it's worth it. The Holy Retribution is really, really working well. Harley decided that he wanted to find traps before me. So it's pretty linear. We just follow the path. Watch for traps. There can be traps in a lot of places. This is just a shrine, but I think there's some things back there, but we'll just open it up. Nope, maybe it's can't remember if there's things here on hard or elite or not, but we'll find out as we get there. But I remember there being enemies there. All right, no traps. I often find traps in that area. And then this is the end area. And you can see this is a mandatory objective here, so it's not an optional path. We have to do this. Then we just run back, and there shouldn't be any respawns or anything like that that we encounter. And when running this on Reaper, it's a good time to shrine because it's a long way back and you probably won't come all the way back here, but you could always save it for later as well.
The village.
So there's three parts. I would call that the first part, the village there. And then now we're kind of heading to what I'll just call the spider caves, and I believe we have to get these daughters. I think that's what they're called, but there's some orange name spiders that we need to get, and they're going to be in these caves. Okay, yeah, so this is the hatchery. That's like sort of the second area, I guess. Yeah, Whisperdoom daughters. So we can get 7 of those. And they're just going to be in these caves randomly. They're not always in the same location every time, so you pretty much have to check every cave. And usually what I do is as I'm getting to a section of the map, I just try to cover the whole area. So I'll try to cover this east and west wing and then proceed north.
Fresh kills hang from the webs, the remains of former adventurers.
And so, nothing there, and that's it. So we also have to get these Carthul enchanters, but much like the daughters, they're just going to be randomly in these caves. So if you explore all these caves, you'll probably find them about as you hit the last cave, because they're, you know, you might get them one cave early, but I've never gotten them super early. All right, and there's a. Okay, so we've got this lever here. This opens up all of these caves. And on Reaper, a tough combo is the Warg and Warg. Champion Warg that knocks you down plus a Reaper is a very tough combo on Reaper. But the end fight itself is no picnic on Reaper either. Sleep spell. Alright.
Whisperdoom is extremely protective of her offspring.
And you have to kind of go into the cave to see the daughters. You can't just peek in. Sometimes they drop down from the top. There's one. There's an enchanter back there. Let's make sure we get them because those are, again, also mandatory.
The small caves here have been set up to function as a hatchery, with Whisperdoom's daughters creating an army of her spawn. hatchery.
And I don't think we left any, so we should get them in this last area here. Yeah, we can just ignore those archers.
The hatchery. The hatchery.
So there's the last enchanter.
The hatchery.
And then we have 2 areas to find the Whisperdoom's daughter. And so by process of elimination, it must be here unless we missed a place.
You hear a rumbling, followed by a piercing screech from deep within the caverns as Whisperdoom's last daughter is slain. The hatchery.
So once the
magical wards have lost their power
yeah,
now
so
that
this
the
blue
Cartoon
barrier is gone
enchanters are dead.
once we finish that objective. And then now we're going into Whisperdoom's area. And this is basically just a hunt for
The
Whisperdoom.
lair. Skittering legs and clicking fangs echo in the darkness around you.
So I'm gonna go just start, I guess, this way. It doesn't really matter. She could be anywhere. I think there's a little better chance that she's south, but she could also be north. And then there's you don't want to leave too many things here because the webs, and also when you fight Whisperdoom, that's a tough fight. She's pretty powerful. Save that. And when you get near Whisperdoom, there should be, you could maybe see her sometimes from a distance, but there's also going to be a message when you get really close to her. And you just basically like fill this map up, and then these doors, hidden doors, we could check them. They could have these. Here we go, battle standard. There's 3 of these items. They're not showing up here as objectives, but if you get them, you could trade them in for a reward list at the end of the quest. And there's a, if I recall, there's a pretty cool item in there. So, I mean, I think it actually might give you web immunity, if I remember right. So I'll have to check that out. I'll pause between quests and give you more information on that before I start the hard quest. And a lot of these, medium dragon, Eberron dragon friend. That's my second one of those. And some of these chests have the item as well. Wow, even with my third thing, I haven't told in a while. All right, let me get rid of some of these bolts and scrolls that aren't worth much. And potions. And I need to, let's see, silver goblet. Don't think we need that anymore. Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess that's something I got from here. Oh well, bummer. I should have kept that. But anyways, we'll run on hard and elite, and good chance we might get the items and get the list. Let's see, is that Whisperdoom? No. All right, so just try to find a way you haven't gone. There's Whisperdoom right there. She's kind of patrols, so.
Out of the corner of your eye, you notice the dreaded spider Whisperdoom.
There she is.
Escape is not an option.
So let's clear everything before we attack her. You don't want to be webbed by these black widows. She's got some pretty nasty attacks.
Twitches.
That's the quest.
The dreaded spider is a threat no more.
So I'm going to pause it. I guess we're right there, so let me recall out. So this is just a wilderness. There's really no difficulty to it. In terms of, it's just always the normal difficulty. And I probably shouldn't Zerg here. Zergs actually knock me down, but I don't think that there's anything that's going to kill me here on normal. And we won't be running this on Reaper, so no real reason to worry about tactics here. And going in on hard.
seal this tunnel. Even the mighty Carthul must fear what lies beyond. The spider webs stop here, cleared away by the ogres of Carthul.
So
The
this trap
village
wasn't there,
lies
but
ahead.
it's here this time. It's just part of the randomness of the traps of this section.
The village. The village. The hatchery. You know from previous experience that Whisperdoom is extremely protective of her offspring.
And of course, that protective of the offspring comes from the Tanglewood quest where we
The hatchery.
destroyed the eggs.
Fresh kills hang from the webs, the remains of former adventurers.
Nice, run the chest.
The hatchery.
So these enchanters are actually mandatory objectives, so we want to make sure we get this guy before moving on, or at least come back and get him. But he'll probably follow us around anyways. And the reason we can kind of see his outline is because of our spot skill. Maybe true seeing as well, I'm not sure. Probably both of those help.
The small caves here have been set up to function as a hatchery, with Whisperdoom's daughters creating an army of her spawn. hatchery. Whisperdoom's last daughter is slain.
So we got the daughters before getting to the last area, but the enchanters are mandatory, so we have to get them anyways. And you can see we got the Whisperdoom spawn, which last time triggered the barrier to go down, but that's because we already had the enchanters down, so we still have to get them down.
The hatchery.
I believe it is a spot check because one of these guys I did not see, so I either missed it or I failed a spot check.
The hatchery.
Those last two areas we don't have to check because we have all the
magical
Whisperdoom
wards have
spawns
lost their
and all of
power
the
now that
enchanters.
enchanters are dead.
And I think what I'm going to do is go for
lair.
those 3 items this time. I didn't last time. I probably
Skittering
should have.
legs and clicking fangs echo in the darkness
Probably I was out
around
of inventory space. But I'm going to try to get all 3 of those things this time and then show you the enemy list. The item, the one really nice item is Widowweave Cloak. It's bound to character and equip. It's a pretty highly sought after item. It's one of the few items in this game that give you web immunity. Of course, Fire Shield also gives you web immunity against most types of web. There's a few rare cases where it doesn't. But this is a pretty nice item. It gives you Spear Block 6, which we already have in our ring, but also web immunity. So it's a pretty neat item. And we should encounter these on the way, so we just look for something on the ground or a chest, and then places like this, we might see a open.
Out of the corner of your eye, you
There's
notice
Whisperdoom.
the
Well,
dreaded spider Whisperdoom. Escape is not an option. Crashes to the ground and twitches.
so the quest is complete, but
no more.
I'm going to go ahead and look for the other items. And the map does show you all the possible off locations, but we'll find them with our true seeing also. There's a few sort of off map locations to the left that you don't see when you walk by them. You only if you look detect the door. So it's a lot of work. I normally would skip it for something that has a pretty low drop rate. I've never really farmed for this item. I mean, I think I might have actually tried to get it early on, but never seen it. But we'll we'll get all the items and we'll see, because it is not a bad cloak. And running this quest on Elite, I certainly wouldn't mind having the web immunity for running this on Reaper. And it looks like there's something up ahead. I usually find something in this like little northwest corner that we're in of the map. And you can see it just flashing there. This is one of the items. This is the goblet. So this is one of the items. The goblet is the thing that gives you the cloak. And here is the batter standard. I think we already have this. Let me check. Let's see. Yeah, we already have this from before, but I kind of forget if we need to get all of them or not, or if we just collect all of them from a quest. So we'll see. Let's save it for. And going on the map, we want to go this way, but I think we'll probably go this way first and cut across. We haven't gone that way yet. And so there's this undead area up here.
Back and forth
I don't know if the thing could be back there or not. There's a hidden cave. We'll check it. think it might just be an optional, but I'm going to check just in case there's a
The
chance
cave
that it could
wall
be there.
slides open to reveal the zombie's master, a sickly necromancer. The lair.
It's definitely not in the lair. It's going to be in this, or it's in the lair. We don't want to leave the lair area. We haven't been here yet, but I don't see it. And I see an area we haven't been yet. I guess we'll just check this little alcove. I think it's probably not likely to be here. It's likely to be possibly in a cave that's coming up, but we haven't been here this quest, so we might as well just check it. I don't think this stuff. Oh, here it is. I want to check this anyways. Nope. So oftentimes you'll find them in these little hidden caves, and there's another one coming up as well that we didn't get to last quest. That's right about here. Let's see. Here it is. So we got all three of the items now, and we could just recall. And that's a fairly common spot for it. All right, so that's a nice item there. Constitution 6, Fortification 82. I don't think we need it, but I'm gonna grab it. And now I'm gonna have to remember how we do the turn-in. So we need to go to the Tangleroot collector. And we'll give him the goblet. And he gives us the list. This is the list that could have the cloak. We didn't get it, unfortunately. So I'll just grab an item here. And then we'll say, here's the documents. Again, no named item. This one could have the what's called the Widow Blight. It is a sickle, not so great. Has paralyzing and bewildering on it. And then the battle standard gives a, which we have two of, gives a trinket, spot 10, power 10, which is 100 spell points. So really not a bad item. All right, so we'll probably do that again in Elite. Or on Reaper. That's a pretty nice item to have. So that is the spawn of Whisperdoom on normal and hard.